Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 favorite eyeshadow palettes of all time. I don't know how many times I've said on this channel, I'm obsessed with eyeshadow. It's my favorite thing in this entire world. That's a lie, but it comes pretty close. I have 5 palettes right here to talk about with you guys, and I cheated a little bit because I have one honorable mention. I just couldn't go without mentioning it because it's just amazing, and I actually used it to create this eye look today. You know what, I'm just going to start off with my favorite. It's not going to be that suspenseful, I'm just going to go for it. My favorite palette right now at this current moment, and it has been for like a while, is the Lorac Pro palette. I have no words for this palette. Every single look I create with this, I'm in love with. It never turns out poorly. So my favorite color in this entire palette is Rose or Rosé. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it because it has like a little accent over the E. So let's just take a moment for this beautiful shadow. I'm sorry, my lighting's like really weird right now, so I'm just trying to work with it. I'll swatch that on my hand. This is just a breathtaking shade. I really hope you guys are getting a good glimpse of this shade because it is just so beautiful. I have nothing like this in my collection. I've never seen anything like this shadow. It is one of a kind, so beautiful. Oh gosh, I can't even deal with it. But that is certainly not the only shade I love in this palette. I love Jade and Cocoa as liners. Whoa, that almost fell over. Jade is this beautiful forest green. Cocoa is this dark brown with silver shimmer in it. It's so beautiful. Light brown, cool gray, and nectar are absolutely beautiful in the crease. Buff is an awesome brow bone highlight. I know beige looks pretty light, but it's beautiful all over the lid. Snow is a beautiful inner corner highlight, so is beige. Oh my gosh. I just love this palette. I wouldn't say this is the palette you should pick up first if you're a beginner because it does have some crazy shades in there like navy. Navy is like whew, a little scary. I'll talk later in the video about the palette I think is best for beginners for your first eyeshadow palette. But if you're looking to explore into more colors and you just want to expand your eyeshadow collection, absolutely pick up this palette over the Naked palettes, over anything. I mean, oh my gosh, I can't even explain to you how much I love this palette. The formula of Lorac shadows are to die for. A lot of people say they have a lot of fallout. I disagree. I think they are just so pigmented, so blendable. The best eyeshadow formula I've ever come across. My second favorite palette is the Naked Basics. This is the first eyeshadow palette I ever bought, ever. This kind of got me into eyeshadow. It is amazing. Venus is one of my favorite inner corner highlights ever. My go-to look for this palette is usually Walk of Shame all over the lid, Naked 2 in the crease, and then a little bit of faint in the outer V as well, and then just pop in Venus in the inner corner. I don't really touch Crave and Foxy so much, but that's just my preference. I think if you're scared of a lot of shimmer and you just want a very, very natural look, then definitely go for this palette. It is amazing, and it's really hard to go wrong with this palette, to be honest. But if you want a little more color and a little more options for your first palette, I would definitely go with the Lorac Pro. I'll talk about that in a minute. But seriously, I love this palette, and it goes with me on basically every vacation I go on because it's just such a staple in my collection. Okay, now on to the Lorac Pro. I know I just talked about the Lorac Pro too, but I seriously love these shadows so much. I think this is probably the best palette for beginners because you just have so many options. I know some people would say the Naked palette is what you should go for, but I think this is better because the Naked palette doesn't give you a lot of matte choices, and this entire row is all matte colors, and this entire row is all shimmers. This is definitely a better deal. This is 16 shadows, and I think it retails for $42. Naked palette is 12 shadows for $54. Please. And these shadows are better quality. I know I'm like selling Lorac to you guys, but seriously, I'm so passionate about these shadows. This is definitely a great neutrals palette. I mean, it's just amazing. You do have like some pops of colors here with Garnet. That's a beautiful copper color. Deep purple, just a deep purple color. Pewter is also a beautiful color. So is light bronze. This is just a beautiful palette. I definitely think this is what beginners should go for because it's just, you have everything in this palette. Okay, I know I just trashed the Naked palette a little bit, but still, it is a staple palette in my collection. I used to be obsessed with this last year. I mean, I'm still obsessed because it's just a beautiful, beautiful palette, but now I'm all about that Lorac Pro 2 life. Oh, seriously, guys, I just cannot get enough. You just have absolutely beautiful shades in here. Toasted is absolutely gorgeous. Naked and Buck are perfect crease colors, although those are the only two matte shades you have in this palette, and I like a little more matte colors in my palettes. That's why I love the Lorac Pro and the Lorac Pro 2 so much. Sin is beautiful all over the lid. Virgin is a beautiful inner corner highlight. You just have some beautiful bronzy shades right here. It's a gorgeous palette. I do have the other Naked palettes, the Naked 2 and the Naked 3. I don't like them so much. I don't know. I don't think cool tone shadows look the best on my eyes, and that's definitely what the Naked 2 is about. I'm sure you guys seen it before, but I'll show it to you guys anyways. The Naked 2 is definitely more cool toned. I actually like this palette for more like special occasions, because I feel like you get really, really beautiful, like, I don't want to say like vampy shades, but they're more like dramatic shades. I use this palette for the eye look I wore to prom, and I absolutely love what I came up with. It was a beautiful eye look, I think, at least. And then we have the Naked 3 right here. I think the packaging on this is just beautiful. Can we just take a moment? Oh my gosh. This is such a rosy palette. I don't know why I don't reach for this more often, because I really, really should, since it's so beautiful. I don't know why, but I associate this with holiday time, like Christmas. I feel like I'm going to start using it more. For whatever reason. I don't know. I think it's because it came out last year during the holidays, and then I started using it then. I don't know what my logic is, but it's a really, really beautiful palette, but I don't think it's a must-have. But still, it's just a beautiful palette. But I know I completely went off topic. I still recommend the Naked, just the regular Naked palette over those. So my least favorite palette out of this bunch, again, not my least favorite by any means, is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. This is a beautiful palette. I don't even know what to say. You just have so many options in this palette. It is frickety frackin' ridiculous. It smells like absolute hot chocolate, just chocolate in general. It's just a delight to use because you just have that chocolate aroma in your nose. It's such a joy. Some of my favorites in the palette are definitely Marzipan right here. Let me swatch that for you guys. Knowing the lighting right now, you're probably not going to be able to see it very well. But it's really, really gorgeous. Dang it! I really wish this would show up better. I'm sorry about the lighting. It's like noon right now, and I don't really know what to do because I don't know. I don't have like ring lights or anything like that. I use the natural light, so I'm just trying to work with it, and it's not working with me. Okay, back to the palette. You have beautiful matte shades in this palette as well, and a lot of them. You have this white chocolate color right there. That's perfect for all over the lid or a brow bone highlight. You have this shade, this shade, this shade. I don't know all the names. Sorry about it. Just beautiful for the crease. I really should reach for this palette more than I do. I don't know why I don't, because it's just beautiful. Oh my gosh, every time I look at it, I'm just like, why don't I use you more? I don't know, I think I'm afraid of like these darker shades, and I'm afraid to like do anything with them, and I can't really go that intense for school because, I don't know, I just don't want to do that. So anyways, I really, really love this palette. It is gorgeous. I don't think it's a must-have for beginners, but if you're looking to expand your collection, definitely look into this one. The pigmentation in this is fabulous. And my honorable mention is the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. This is what I use for my eye look today. The only reason I didn't put this in my top 5 is because you do have a limited amount of shades, and you're only going to get a limited amount of looks with this palette. Because these are all neutral colors, you're only going to get neutral looks. You definitely could vamp it up a little bit with these darker shades right here, but you are only going to get, you know, so many looks with this. Not to say these colors aren't absolutely stunning, because they are, but I'm just saying I think if you are to buy another palette, I would buy one of the ones I mentioned because you just have so many more options. But if you're a neutral lover like me, I definitely think this is worth picking up because just like all these palettes, the pigmentation, the quality of these shadows is so there. It's amazing. It's so little, so compact. I love it so much. But it just didn't make it into my top 5. I'm sorry, but it is a really good palette. So I can't even imagine how long this video is. I feel like I've been talking forever, but I'm very passionate about my eyeshadows, if you couldn't tell. So anyways, that wraps up with this video. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below what other videos you want to see, and let me know your top 5 eyeshadow palettes or just your favorite eyeshadow palette. In general, I'd love to know. And of course, subscribe if you're not subscribed. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye guys!